And it's Tuesday. I feel worse than I did yesterday. Oh Lord. We'll see how we go. I've not got an awful lot on today, so I might call it a day at lunchtime and go home. We'll see. I might improve as the day goes on. I've got a thermal t-shirt on, a jumper, body warmer, and this fleece. It's 1.5 degrees outside and I don't want to get out this van. The only job that I want to get done today is that dumper. That dumper's priority. So we did have one dumper in stock down here at Carlisle, which I PDI'd, and it was only when I was putting our Gordon's decals on it that I noticed the paintwork wasn't up to standard. It was sort of like it was almost dark outside. It was only when I was putting the decals on it that I noticed that the paintwork wasn't any good. So that machine's gone back up to HQ. Whether it'll go back to the manufacturer to get repainted or whether they'll pay us to repaint it, I don't know. Not my problem anymore. So I need to PDI this TA1 Mechlac dumper. So we'll go and have a quick look at it. I'll get it started and running, and then try and get it into a heated workshop. Yeah, I've just had a look over it. This one's much better. All the paint was sort of bubbled down this edge here and around here. It was almost as though it was a wrap on it, and the wrap hadn't adhered, but it must have been like, there must have been a substance on the surface before it was painted, and the paint hasn't stuck to it. So pleased to see this one's looking much better. Right, before I start it, although it's been loaded onto a trailer and brought down here, I'll just check the oil level, make sure it's somewhere near. Engine oil looks good. I couldn't get into the bonnet for a minute or two there because it's frozen. It's gonna be a cold start, this one. That button's stuck down, so that'll stop us from starting it. Can we give it some heat? How do we give these heat? It won't let me start it unless I'm sat in this seat, and I really don't want to sit on that seat. There. Give it some heat. Whew. Beacons work anyway. That's one tick box off the checklist. That's the heater light gone out, so let's see if we can get it to start. Won't start. There she goes. Grand, it's not too smoky. Whew. Right, I need to go into the stores and order some parts. So I'll let this warm up and then I'll get it into the workshop. Right. Parts are ordered. Well, I think that dumper's been running for nearly an hour now. We'll go and find somewhere warm to work on it. It's only half an hour. They do come ready to work, but like I say, checking things over, making sure they're right for the customer is what it's about. So we'll go and take it into the workshop, we'll give it a grease, check all the levels, and check the wheel nuts. Always check the wheel nuts. You'd be surprised how many machines I've come across that are ready for work and you put a bar on the wheel nuts and they've just been rattled up with an impact gun. And sometimes those impact guns have had flat batteries, is what I'll say. So we'll go and do that and check tyre pressures and all of that. That seat is going to be soaking wet now it's defrosted. Lovely. I definitely don't need this. Oh dear. There's a reversing beeper to fit to a 6-ton Mechlac dumper. I learned from a mistake last week and I phoned the customer to double check where the machine was, and sure enough it has moved. It's about 3 hours away, so I'm going to wait till that machine's back down in the area, because I think 3-hour drive for a 15-minute job is a little bit excessive. Right, we'll go and open a warm workshop. It's a nice quiet machine, isn't it? I've just put a bit of spiral wrap on this pair of pipes here, because to be fair, the spiral wrap's holding it away from here now, but they were kind of shoved against here. Just checking the length of the pipe up through here. I've had these pipes feel a bit tight in here, same down here, making sure that they're not pulled tight. So yeah, we'll get the grease gun out in a moment or two. That catch is working now that it's defrosted. Check coolant levels alright. Hydraulic oil. Is that hydraulic oil? No. That's fuel. That was a lucky escape. Good. Right, I'll put you on a time lapse and you can watch us whiz round this. Right, that's that dumper pretty much finished. Thought I'll show you this. Got me selling at Amazon the other day. 24 degrees in here. Yeah, that one's for Anthony that says just go on Amazon and get one. Saves me when I'm going to like a thermostat job or a machine overheating. Instead of me putting my hand on a pipe and going, oh that's warm, and then put my hand on another pipe and go, oh that's really hot, I can actually tell you now that it's 25 degrees and the bottom pipe's 40 degrees. Cuts out the guesswork. It was only 20 quid off Amazon. So yeah, in fact I'll put that in a better place. I'll keep it in here. There we go. Even came with batteries. Right, I think I've got the energy to do a bit of a deep clean on this van. It is filthy. Driver's side isn't as bad as the passenger side, look. Look at the colour of them wheels. Ugh. Yeah, we'll give it a treat today. I mean, it'll be back to that sort of state by Thursday probably. We'll give it a wash. I think you'll agree that looks much better. It's pretty obvious to tell which wheel or which side had the knackered brake pads on. Totally ruined that wheel. I'll have to get some proper alloy wheel cleaner. There's a bit of metallic dusting up the side of here as well, so I'll get some of that Auto Glim Magma, give it a couple of shots of that and it'll fall off hopefully. Yeah, the inside is a bit nasty looking, but there's no point doing that. I'll do it at Christmas time before I go on holiday for Christmas. Okay, next job, I've decided it is just shy of lunchtime now. I'm gonna go and put a roof lining in a 140 and put a seal around the sunroof because it's been leaking and it's damaged the roof lining. So I've got a new seal and I've got a new roof lining, and that's not too far away. It has been on the jobs to do list for a little while, and I've just been sort of keeping it to one side, if you know what I mean, just for a day like today when I could do without doing a lot of manual lifting and thinking. So I've just phoned the customer, the machine's available, so we'll go and get a go at that. Okay, so I'm at this 140 LCR-7. The seal around the sunroof has been leaking, which has caused the roof line to start to disintegrate basically. You can see how it's sagging, there's nothing there to hold it up, and that's just water damage unfortunately. So I'm going to change the roof lining and this rubber seal. It's easier on these 140 LCRs to do the roof lining. Pretty sure on the 140 onwards this roof lining comes down and tucks in behind a plastic panel here, I think, and it's screwed in. Yeah, it must be, because to replace the front windscreen recoil spring assembly, which is up in this space here, it's just take both of these pillars out to get it out. So yeah, that's what we're going to do for the rest of the afternoon. I just need some screwdrivers by the look of it. Screwdriver, and 10mm socket. I'll get the drill driver out and just whiz everything out. I've got some more of these with me as well, just in case. Chances are I'll lose them rather than break them. But you screw the centre out of those and then the whole thing pops out. Shouldn't be a bad little job. It's just keeping the new one nice and clean when you've got mucky hands from everything else. So that's what I'm going to be at. Yeah, washing the van was time well spent. I've only driven 20 mile. This last 200 yards splattered it up. Right, I think what I'll do is I'll pull the old one out and then see what state my hands are in and go from there. There's the new bit. There we go, finished result. I did try and set up a time lapse, but my phone kept falling over and it wasn't the best angle anyway. So there's the finished result. I've cracked open a tin of foam cleaner. I did manage to put my fingerprints on it, so yeah, I'm pleased with that. Looks good. I've adjusted this catch down as well to pull it tighter onto the rubber. Can't see that leaking now, surely. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, yeah, that's why I get grease on my hands. There's a film of grease along that track there where the window rolls up. Anyway, pleased that's over and done with. It's quite satisfying once it's in, but when you try to keep everything clean, you're working in muck and dust. Very difficult, and I'm sure it'll be dusty at no time at all. Ooh. But yeah, job's a peach. Pack all this stuff up. Oh, that was stressful as well. Getting it out the bubble wrap with a Stanley blade. Trying not to cut into it. That would have just made my day, that. Right, we'll pack up and I don't know what time it is now, but I feel like that's taken longer than I expected it to. So I'm back at the yard now. Bloody hell, that is a bright light. I have been for a little bit, not too long, but I've got some jobs organised for tomorrow. I've got better as the day's gone on. I might not sound it, but I feel a lot better than I did this morning. So we've survived the day. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Catch you in the morning. Morning, it's what is it today? Wednesday today. I have got a nice little day planned today. Got a DX210 to go and do a Lolur inspection, which is a bit like your MOT for your car. That's first, and then after that I've got a new shape DX27 that needs a new door catch, and then I'm gonna go away down South Cumbria and have a look at a new shape DX35. Bad at starting of the morning, so I'm going to get a look at that, see what's happening. yeah, I'm not too sure what that will be. It's only done 100 or so hours. Customers only had it for a month or so there's something not right. So we'll go and have a look. We'll go and load up first though, and yeah, go and get on with the day. Right, that is this 210 looked over. Paperwork's complete. Yeah, basically when we're doing a Lolur check, we're looking at all the safety systems in place, horn works, mirrors are fitted, seatbelt works. Obviously this machine's got 2 cameras, so we need to check that they're working. Check all the pins around the machine, make sure they've got the locking nuts in, condition and operation of the quick hitch. Check the boom for cracks, general chassis condition, all controls are working. Just basically just make sure that everything works as it should and that the general condition of the machine is safe. So if there was a window cracked, if there was a window missing, if there was a tear in the seat and there was metal showing, if there was mirrors missing, all those sorts of things. If any of those things were missing, then we'd put that down on the check sheet and the machine would likely fail. So yeah, it's one of them. It's a bit like, I say, a bit like an MOT, and as with an MOT, in my opinion anyway, the machine is only as good as the day you saw it, isn't it? So this will last for a year now, but in 6 months time, bolt comes out of a pin and the pin rattles loose and falls on somebody, you know, you can't really forecast that happening, can you? But everything's where it should be, as you'd expect for a machine that's done less than 1,000 hours. So yeah, don't know what else to add to that. So we'll see you at the next job. Big exciting job next. This door catch on this 27, it's not catching, it's not clicking in. Oh, it is there now, look. It wasn't yesterday when I called in and had a look at it, so I've got a fresh one for it anyway. We'll fire it on. Right, the new catch fitted. What I've learned over the years, if you fit new door catches, try it from the inside or with a window open, just in case. That's it now though. When I came to it yesterday, no matter how much I adjusted that striker down there, it could just push back open. So there we go, little job done. On to the next one. Flying through the jobs today. Tell you what, I feel a lot better than I did yesterday. I would say I'd be about 75%. So yeah, I woke up in a much better fettle. I did. Trying to turn around in here. Tell you what, if it was if this yard here that I'm turning around on was anywhere near defrosted, it'd be a right quagmire. There we go. Right, we'll go down South Cumbria. That'll be, it's about an hour and 40 minutes now. Lovely. Get down there and have a spot of lunch, I think. So we have a Develon DX35. Might be the first time I've seen one of these. This one's got the air conditioning pack on the back. It's that bit there. So it's bad to start. It'll chew over, fair bit of white smoke, but it won't go. So I'm going to check the heater circuit first. So if we're looking here, you can see that wire there, that is going on to the glow plugs. So I'm going to put a multimeter on there and try and view my multimeter while we turn the ignition on. The engine is cold, so where's the exhaust pipe? Yeah, definitely cold. So we'll have a good chance of seeing what the heater circuit's doing. I'm looking here, there's 2 relays in here. One has got like a engine heater sticker and the other has got like a air intake heater sticker. By the look of it, having a look, it doesn't look like it's got a grid heater on it. But anyway, going to do that first, so I'll grab my multimeter. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is test that my glow plugs are actually getting power. Because what I've found is they're going to be a nightmare if I need to try and split them apart one by one and see if I've got a dead glow plug. So I've got my sort of test lead extension cable / homemade job. I've got it on the live to the glow plug, and I've got it going on to a battery, an earth. Couldn't find anything better than that, but that should work. So if I come around here now and keep an eye on my multimeter and turn the ignition on, should be able to see glow light is on and I am getting 12 volts. So we'll let that, oh, the glow light's gone off already. The smoke, it does stink, that smoke, like. Still got, oh, the power's just gone now. Look at that again. Ignition on. Power's there. Glow lights on. Nothing but white smoke. A lot of white smoke. Right, so to rule out a bad earth, what's my phone doing? To rule out a bad earth, I've put a jump cable from the negative on the battery to as good a clean contact as I could get on the engine. Still hasn't improved it, so I think it's getting plenty of fuel. Going by the amount of white smoke that's about, there seems to be plenty of fuel getting in there, it's just not getting hot. So what I need to do now is, because it's on, like, you've got glow plugs going into the block and then you've got a bar going across them basically. I need to separate each one and test the resistance of them. What I need to do is access them, which I'll have to take this air cleaner assembly off and hopefully I can work my way into it. So that's what I'll do now. There's the air cleaner. Tell you, it's a bit of a job this, but I've just noticed that wire there that's wrapped up, that'll be for a grid heater, so you'd have like a, we call it like a slice of toast between the inlet manifold here and the inlet intake pipe, and that'll glow red as well, so it's heating the air going in as well as the glow plugs obviously working. Evidently this machine isn't fitted with one. I bet it would probably benefit from it today. Yeah, this relay is there. You can see a bit better now. So a lot of the bigger machines, certainly the 140-3s had a grid heater in them. 225-3s, I can't remember, something tells me they've deleted them now because they never really needed them in the first place. Could be wrong on that fact, so it's not necessarily a fact. But yeah, try and get a bit more access. I've got the first nut off, but this one in the middle, similar to number 2, it's proving to be a bit tricky like. And I'm just wondering how I'm going to get off all of these bolts out. That's certainly tight. But yeah, a couple of earth cables on here that I must remember to put back on. You will remember. Oh right, it's not an earth cable, it's just a, I thought that was an earth earth strap, but it isn't. It's just for holding that piece of loom. To be fair, that might gives me good access to nothing. Keep going, keep stripping. So that's the strap removed. That's the side that was contacting, so that it's not like the paint has been stopping the contact. So they're all individual now, so what I can do is check the resistance of each one individually and see if there's any differences that way. And finally what I can do is, if I need to, try and remove them one by one. I'm fairly confident I should get them out because the engine isn't that old, but you have to be careful because they're quite long, quite thin, and I'm not going to say it, but they can snap. And if that is the case, we'll be in deep doo-doo. So I'll grab my multimeter, click it to ohms, and we'll try our very best to read the resistance of each one. So I had no continuity through any of them, which is interesting. So basically what you do is, I'll maybe try and show you, hang on. You put your, see how we've got it in ohms there, right? So if I touch that together there like that, we've got no resistance, or not quite, not 1 ohm, 0 now, nothing. We're expecting a resistance value, and actually I can show you with this. Can I? Let me go and get my stand. Even better, a crocodile clip. So when I touch that to there, we haven't got any sort of continuity at all. We have there, but there should be a resistance there. I think it's like 2 or 3 ohms we should have, and there isn't. So what I'll do now is I'll put this straight onto the battery, basically. I'll show you. So what I can do is I've got my jump leads on the battery, and if I put, this is earth, not live, I've just got them the wrong way, the colours the wrong way around, should I say. Put that onto there, like that. That tip there should start to glow red. Got my digital gauge here. 2.8 degrees, it's not even getting hot. So we've got some bad glow plugs by the looks. That's what I'm surmising anyway. Right, glow plug number 2. Cold as ice. Haha. Hey, it's a good job I've got that. Last one, which is the really tricky one to get at. Aye, there's number 3 out. Woman bruised my arm getting it out. That was the tightest one of the 3. Of course it was. The bad one to get at. And actually, I've been on the phone for the last 15 minutes and still isn't glowing. So I've just ordered 3 glow plugs. Yeah, there's no heat in that at all. Probably should have checked it before I picked it up. So there we go. Hopefully, I tell you what, I'm not looking forward to putting them back in. Should have them for tomorrow. Now I have got a urgent job to go to in the morning, which parts, I've just been informed the parts have turned up for. So I've got job to go to in the morning. 2 to go to in the morning. One isn't so urgent, but the other machine is working next door to it. So I'm gonna go there, and then I'll come back down tomorrow afternoon, hopefully, as long as tomorrow morning goes well. Brought us a cup of coffee. What a treat. What a treat. Leave that in there for him. Right, I'll pack up. It's a while since I've done out with glow plugs and stuff. There we go. Right, I need to, now it should get in there like, but I'll put some rags in about it and I'll loosely put that air cleaner back on there and shut the door. Right, so that's me all packed up. Just sort of realised while I've been packing up, some of you might not know why we need glow plugs or what they're for. So I'll tell you. So diesel fuel has quite a high burning temperature in comparison to petrol. So when the diesel is atomized with the injector, you get a mist of diesel in the cylinder, and the piston comes up and compresses it. That is what generates the heat, which causes it to ignite, and it shoves that piston back down again. But when temperatures are cold, or the engine hasn't been started for a while, more so when it's cold, there's no temperature in there to get that combustion, and so the diesel sort of just smokes really. It doesn't ignite, doesn't give that bang. So the glow plugs are there to warm the cylinder up, warm the air inside the cylinder. So in normal operation, when we turn the ignition on, you see that little glow lamp on, and in fact after the glow lamp's on as well, because we noticed with the multimeter that we're still getting 12 volts there after the glow lamp had gone on. These tips here will all glow bright orange, red hot, and that is what's going to help ignite the fuel, the diesel fuel, on startup. So the glow plug feed is on a timer, so once it's been on for 10-15 seconds, the power is cut off, and so they then start to, well, they probably don't cool down, because once the engine's running it'll be nice and toasty in there, but the glow plugs aren't on for the duration of the engine running. So that is what glow plugs are for. It's a starting aid for diesel engines. Like I say, the common rail engines, you're putting fuel in there at a much higher pressure, and the fuel is more atomized, so it's more likely to ignite. If you can think, if you build a little fire and just get a jerry can and chuck it over that fire, chances are you'll put the fire out, or the fire will just white smoke and it won't go boom. Whereas if you get I don't know, like put diesel in a window cleaner bottle, so when you spray it, it atomizes it, makes it a mist, you'll find that fuel will probably ignite rather than white smoke and or put the fire out. And so it's the same principles when it's just a standard injection type, mechanical injection type engine. So that's not common rail. Hope that makes sense. Right, I'll nip back across the road and let the customer know what's happening, give him his cup back too, and then head home. Speaking of fuel, I'm on my reserve fuel level. Better go and put some go-go juice in the van before I head home. It's 3:20 now, so I'll be finishing time by the time I get back up the other end of the county. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the video. Hope you've enjoyed it, found it mildly interesting. If you found it remotely interesting at all and you've got this far, if you wouldn't mind, let me know by giving it the thumbs up. And when I say give it the thumbs up, there's a little like button down in the somewhere. There's a like button somewhere along the bottom. If you'd like to click that, that'll help me out a great deal. And if you're new to the channel and you've enjoyed it, click the subscribe button too, because there's 3 videos a week, a day in the life of a plant mechanic. Sometimes it's a bit just servicing, and other times it, what I call it, gets a bit exciting. We get to do breakdowns and stuff. Right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.